Hi everyone, Darius Maxey here, back at it again with another YouTube video. Oh, hi. Today we're continuing with our Pride Month movie review, and today's movie is The Skinny. I think a lot of people have heard about this movie, but this movie is iconic to me. I feel like it's a very important movie for the black, queer, gay guys. Like it's very, especially like yeah, it's just so important for the black gay men in this world. So I just wanted to review that because last two movies they were about the Caucasians, but this movie is like black. It's all the way black. There's like no white people in this movie, which I kind of appreciated, but also, you know, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be talking about this movie. Let's get started. So, the movie begins with Magnus, who is played by Jussie Smollett. Yeah, at a time when he wasn't problematic. We're not gonna talk about why he's problematic, but this is the time for that. So, yeah. So we begin with him and his boyfriend Ryan, and it's Pride Month, it's Pride weekend in New York City, and a few of Magnus's college friends are coming to visit. Now, the college friends include Langston, who is a lesbian, Joey, who is like very much like the bitchy gay, Kyle, who's very much the slut of the group, and Sebastian, who's like the innocent, you know, naive one. And they all get together and they all are staying at Max's place for the weekend. So the group meets Ryan, and already the group is like very suspicious. Well, Joey, Joey, the bitchy one, is already suspicious of Ryan because when they first get there to the place and Magnus is leaving, Ryan is asking for money from, no, not Magnus. Ryan is asking money from Magnus. What the fuck did I just say? I'm sorry, I'm so tired. Ryan is asking, oh my fucking god. Ryan is asking money from Magnus. Yes, that's it. Ding, 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 ding. Come on, get it together. Anyway, so group already suspicious. Now after this, they go to get Langston Hughes' house, you know, pay a little tribute to that. And then after that, they go to the gay bar. Now, majority of the group go to the gay bar, but Magnus has to work that specific day, so Sebastian goes with him. And we kind of see like who's closest to who. Like Sebastian and Magnus are kind of like best friends, and then Langston and Joey are like best friends, and then Kyle is just there. Honestly, he's just there. But yeah, so while at Magnus's job, Sebastian tells Magnus that he's really into Kyle, and Magnus already knows this because he had a crush on him since like freshman year of high school, freshman year of college. So everybody knows that Sebastian loves Kyle except for fucking Kyle. So Sebastian's like, oh, we've been talking a lot recently, and like I think he really likes me, so I'm gonna let him take my virginity. And Magnus is like, what the fuck? Why would you let this community dick motherfucker take your virginity? Like, this bitch been passed around and everything. No. But Sebastian's like, no, I made up my mind. I'm going to fucking lose my virginity to him this weekend. I promise. And Magnus like, okay, bitch, you deal with that disease, motherfucker. And then Langston, and then back at the bar, Langston and Joey are talking. And they're like, they really want to get laid, you know? Like, this is literally their whole plot line of this whole movie. How much they want to get laid during Pride weekend. And the bartender's like, y'all not getting laid because y'all doing the most. Like, y'all just need to get out there and just do it. So they just need to go out there and get the fucking shit. And also Kyle's there, but then Kyle hooks up with a guy in the bathroom. Like, no big deal. But so everyone is chilling at Magnus's place. And then they talk about online dating while they like on, you know, an online hookup site. But Kyle finds an ad from Ryan on a hookup site. But they're supposed to be dating. They dated for like about like 5 months, Ryan and Magnus. And Kyle just like, oh, he's on the site. Should we tell him or not? So they tell Magnus that your man's on the site, and Magnus is like, nah, like no way. There has to be an explanation. Like, no, he is not on there. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, no, he has to be on there. So the ad is for a sex party. So they wind up going to said sex party to like catch him in the act. Now, first of all, the plan was kind of dumb because they all went outside of the sex party, but then they chose the biggest whore to go in that sex party to investigate. How does that make sense? I don't know. But Kyle goes in there, he like hooks up with a little person. The person he actually hooked up with is a gay famous porn star. I forgot his name, but he's like almost in everything. But anyway, he hooks up and then the group is outside. It's like, where has he been? Like, it's been like 45 minutes. It's like, y'all sent a whore in a sex party. What did y'all expect was gonna happen? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, so eventually, Kyle comes out of the sex party and he tells him, oh yeah, your boyfriend's in there. Like, I've seen, he's getting down and dirty in that motherfucker. And Magnus is distraught, he is confused, he's like, what the fuck? So he wants to go in there himself to see. So the rest of the group goes to the gay bar and he goes in there himself. He sees the boyfriend, he walks out devastated. He confronts the boyfriend and just like, what the fuck? Like, we're so over, we're so done. Like, how can you cheat on me? So that's a little thing that happens. Back at the bar, Sebastian tells Joey and Langston that he wants to lose his virginity to Kyle. They both laugh and like, what the fuck? Like, why would you lose your virginity to community dick? Like, that makes no sense. No. But he recognizes that Kyle is more experienced in sex than he is. So he asks them to like, help him lose his virginity, and they both agree. They also say that, oh, you have to dance with a guy before we agree. So he dances with a guy, but then Kyle comes there, and he's like, oh, fuck this guy, and like dance with Kyle. Sebastian does. Joey and Langston both develop pride crushes. I'm just gonna call them that. Pride crushes. So Langston has a crush on the female bartender, who's very beautiful, by the way. And then Joey has a crush on this go-go boy, who is also very fine. But they just like embarrass themselves in front of them, and like they just like hide under the table because they're like, no, we're not, we can't, because they're too awkward. They're too awkward and weird, which I totally get. So I get that. So relatable. Oh, and he also tells the group about like what went down with Ryan. Magnus does. Magnus tells them what happened with Ryan. So in the next scene, Kyle earlier, before they even got there, promised Sebastian that they were going to go to Harlem Pride, and Kyle was like hungover and like doesn't want to go anymore. But then Magnus like fucking throws water in his face. It's like, bitch, you're going. You promised this motherfucker that you would go with him. So they go to Harlem Pride. They have a montage about it. It's really cute, really nice. And then we get the next scene, which is Joey and Langston. They're talking, and we get like a little backstory on how their experience is after college. So Langston is in grad school at Yale, and she's doing great, but she has like no friends. She has no friends. She's not hooking up. She's just like, not for a lack of trying. She just focusing on school, and you know, the other girls just don't like her. Joey, on the other hand, is a little bit struggle bus. He's like, it's hard for him to get a job, and he's living with his mom, and then the Atlanta gays are like not for him, and then also he's just going through a breakup, so we sense that he's like very much struggling in Atlanta after college, and I kind of That's kind of relatable because like a lot of people think they go to college and like automatically they're gonna get like a great job and a business or whatever they went to college with, but sometimes it kind of doesn't work out for them because again, a lot of people are going to college for that degree. So what's the likelihood that you are gonna get that job within that degree? So I thought that was pretty relatable. Also, while talking, weirdly looking at porn and because Langston's looking at porn because she's trying to find the right porno for Sebastian to watch for him to like, you know, get some experience for Kyle. But she runs into a porno of Ryan. So she's like, oh my God, this is Ryan. Like, oh, should I like tell Magnus or, you know, whatever. So they eventually tell him. And the porn was shot in Magnus's house. Oh my gosh. So he's just like so calm about it. He's like, it's fine. We already broke up. So like, it's whatever. He shot porn in my house. Great. So but then we cut to him in the bathroom just freaking the fuck out, having a panic attack. And like, oh my God. I thought that was so fucking funny. But that is like pretty fucked up. Okay, we also get a scene. We get like a back and forth scene. Kyle is talking to Magnus and he's trying to convince him like, do you ever know like do you want to know like why he did all this? Like why would he like tell you because Ryan had like a rule like he wanted to have sex after 6 months, but he's like still fucking other people. So Kyle is just like, well, don't you want to know why he's doing what he's doing? And Mag is like, no, what the fuck? Why would I want to know why? But he's just like kind of trying to convince him like to have like closure. So Magnus is like thinking about that. And then Joey is teaching Sebastian how to douche, which is like, I wish someone taught me how to fucking douche because in that last video that I painted on the guy, I didn't know about douching. So I kind of like this scene. This scene, oh my gosh, like I wish someone were to teach me how to do that when I was younger. So whatever. And then also Langston is showing Sebastian porn of like someone bottoming. So like he knows like what to do, whatever. So they're just trying to teach him how to lose his virginity, man. That's cute. Okay, so they all go to dinner except for Kyle, because Kyle had to go to the gym. Whatever. But they all go to dinner. Sebastian, Langston, Joey, and Magnus. But then Magnus sees Ryan at his favorite restaurant. And he's like, okay, we're leaving. We have to go because Ryan's here. And then Joey and Langston's like, fuck no, basically. Like, fuck no. Don't let him fucking bully you out this fucking restaurant. Go fry his fucking ass. And then Joey, messy ass, was like, one of the pornos was while my boyfriend's out of town. So you handle that. Messy as fuck. So that just sends Magnus so in a rage. And he just goes and tries to beat Ryan's ass. And oh my gosh, I thought it was fucking great. Great scene. Great scene. So they get into like a restaurant fight and they all leave. And then they're on the phone with Kyle and was like, well, hey, Magnus is not feeling it tonight. He can't, because he's usually with Sebastian watching over him. So they all task Kyle to watch over Sebastian. Because Sebastian is like, he's not eating because like he wants to get it in. And he's also drinking, so that's a bad combination. Bad combination. So just watch his ass. Joey and Langston, they try to talk to their crushes again, but there's no luck. Like even Joey tries to tip the go-go boy, but he's just too nervous, too socially awkward, and Langston just didn't do anything. She's just still staring at the bartender. So they're both like, nope, we can't do it. We're leaving. Like, the fuck, like they leave. So they also entrust Kyle to watch Sebastian. Watch his little ass because he's drinking and all that shit. So it's just Sebastian and Kyle at this point. They're both dancing, they're having a great time. And then Kyle goes to get an X pill from a drag queen. Now, he gets the X pill, but then Sebastian's like, oh, I want one. Like, let me go get one. And then Kyle's like, okay, go get one. And the drag queen sees Sebastian and was like, oh, no. You're not part of this scene. Like, she saw him and was like, no. Like, I'm not selling drugs to your little ass. Like, no. So he tells Kyle this, and Kyle gets a pill for him, and he takes the pill. They're both dancing and high and drunk or whatever. But then Kyle loses Sebastian at a club, and Sebastian is just like fucked up, all fucked up, like just like out of it, like at the bar, just like, where's Kyle? So, oh, this is when it gets dark. So these two guys, they see this, and like they grab Sebastian. They're like, oh, you want to come to our place, and we'll bring you to Kyle. And Sebastian's like, oh, Kyle's gonna be there? Okay, go. So, but the bartender's like, hey, what? Hold up, y'all know each other? I don't know about all this. Like, she was like very suspicious. And yeah, but then they just lie and say like, oh yeah, we're taking him to his friend. And then Sebastian's like, yeah, they're taking me to Kyle. So the bartender's like, okay, like make sure y'all watch him because he's very wasted. And they're like, oh, we know. So, oh my god, this is pretty fucked up. So the guys bring Sebastian to their house and they drug him again. We didn't see it, but they drug him again, and he's basically date raped. Like, oh my gosh, horrible, horrible. He's like, he gets raped in a threesome, which, like. So the next day, Magnus wakes up, Sebastian's not there, but Kyle is. So he's like, what the fuck? No, Kyle's there, but Sebastian's missing. So Magnus like, where the fuck is this motherfucker? Like, I told you I had to watch him. Like, what the fuck? So Sebastian ends up calling Magnus and like just sobbing, crying. Cause he's like, I'm at someone's house, I'm in a stranger's house. I was like, he didn't say it, but we saw him bleeding. So he was like, I don't know where I am, help me. So he sends his location, Magnus picks him up, and Sebastian tells him what happened, and he's like, what the fuck? So they go to his job, which he works at a hospital. So they go to his job. Oh my god, this scene is so heartbreaking. So the doctor's breaking down like he had X pills, and then he also had like a date rape drug in him, and they're gonna test for HIV and AIDS and all that. Oh my god, Sebastian's just like bawling, just like, oh. So then another doctor comes and they tell him like, we don't know if the guys are HIV positive or not, so we're gonna have to put you on drugs to make sure you don't get infected. Oh my god, just horrible, 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 horrible. He was like fucking, I want to say this is the best scene because it's the best scene because it's so realistic. Like, that shit doesn't just happen in the straight community, you know? It happens a lot in the gay community as well, which I appreciated seeing that, but it was just heartbreaking to watch. So I think that's like the best scene in the movie to me, because how realistic it was. It was awful. Okay, so Magnus wants to drop Sebastian off to the group because he has to do a pride float because it's a pride parade. But Sebastian's like, no, I don't want to go near that group because I don't want to see fucking Kyle. So Magnus brings Sebastian on the float, which we get like a nice little montage of them like on the float, like having fun. Sebastian's like not as depressed anymore and just dancing great. But then they see Kyle and they're both like, ugh, like, fuck you, bitch. Like, you really fucked up. And Kyle doesn't even know what happened. So he's like, you really fucked up. We're gonna handle this later. So after that, Langston, Joey, and Kyle are at the bar. Joey and Langston are crying over their crushes again, but then Kyle's like, oh fuck that, I'm gonna fuck your crush. So Kyle goes to the go-go dancer, gets rejected. They both laugh at him for getting rejected. And then eventually the two crushes like invite those Langston and Joey over. So the crushes make the first move and they wind up having sex. That's pretty much it. I'm just gonna speed past that because I thought that was fucking dumb. Like, I think the crushes got the sense that they liked them. So they both just like, oh fuck it, let's just make the first move because these bitches ain't fucking making the first move. So yeah, so everybody had sex. Langston and Joey have sex finally, thank God. So we cut back to Magnus and Sebastian. Magnus like, hey, we don't even have to go out. We can just chill and watch a movie. But Sebastian's like, no, this is the last day of the Pride weekend, so let's go out. So they go out. Everyone's at the bar. Kyle's like really sorry because Kyle wants to talk to Sebastian. So he talks to Sebastian. he says, I'm sorry for leaving you, and Kyle and Sebastian's like, I don't give a fuck, like, okay, whatever. So Kyle winds up kissing Sebastian, was like, got Sebastian heated, because like, what the fuck? Like, I've been talking to you for a lot, we spent a lot of time together, and you got no hint that I liked you, but then the moment some shit goes down, you like want to kiss me? Like, yeah, real fucked up. So anyway, so Sebastian goes to the bathroom and ends up seeing one of the guys that raped him. So he tells Magnus, and Magnus confronts them like, what the fuck, did y'all fuck my friend over there? And they're both like, yeah. So and then Kyle overhears this and he's like, what the fuck? Like, he was raped? And Magnus is like, yeah. And he has to be on fucking pills for 30 days so he won't get affected with HIV. So you proud of that? And like just confronts Kyle. But then Kyle gets the two guys and brings them to a close, like a clinic on wheels type thing. And they get tested for HIV. And then he gives the results to Sebastian. And like with that, Sebastian forgives him. And they're both negative. So thank God, because oh my God, it would have been way worse if Sebastian caught something and it was Kyle's fault. Anyway, so Sebastian ends up forgiving Kyle. Great. And also Sebastian tells Kyle that he wanted it to be him that took his virginity, not those fucking random guys, which upsets Kyle like a lot because he knew the vibes. He knew what the fuck Sebastian was wanting. Because ain't no guy gonna just talk to you just to talk to you for like X amount of time, you know? Like, come on, catch the vibes. Like, what the fuck? So anyways, Ryan ends up showing up. Magnus and Ryan talk. Ryan explains like his backstory of how he was like, you know, super poor and like he didn't grow up with the best childhood, so that's the reason why he was messing around. But like, yeah, that's fine and all. And like Magnus was like, yeah, that's fine and all, but like you still lied and cheated on me. So yeah, we're still done. It's like whatever. I hated that scene because like you don't even need to talk to him anymore. You don't even. I don't care what explanation you had. You cheated and lied to me. Fuck off. Like you just like fucking. That's dead. That's fucking dead. Like no, I don't care what the reasoning is. You still cheated and lied. Fuck off. Like and then you shot porn in my house. Oh, that's even the worst part. That's the worst part. Like you shot porn in my house with random strangers. So yeah. They have their little closure moment. So the gang hangs out back at Magnus' place. Kyle and Magnus tells Langston and Joey when we're down. They're both disgusted and they're like, but Magnus is like, hey, don't mention it to Sebastian because he's trying to get past it. So don't try to, you know, whatever. So they say Kyle's disgusting and weird for leaving him. It's fucked up. So but Sebastian's in like a good mood. Whatever, so they do like some stringers or light things, whatever. Have a great time. End of the movie, the friends all go their separate ways. Kyle's all by himself sulking because like he really fucked up all of their friendships. Like I don't think nobody wants to fuck with Kyle no more after that. Langston and Sebastian have a nice moment and Magnus just making sure Sebastian's gonna be okay and he says he's gonna be okay. And then we say goodbye to Joey and Langston, and Joey teases that there's supposed to be a sequel because like, oh, y'all gonna come to Atlanta for MLK weekend because it's gonna go crazy. So I think they was supposed to tease that they was gonna have a sequel, but they didn't. And yeah, everyone leaves and Magnus just goes back to his place and that's the end of the movie. And then they also have a post-credit scene where like some of the actors like, oh, we need to fight against HIV and AIDS, which I kind of appreciated. I never seen it before, so like I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So there's that, and then that's pretty much the end of the movie. I'll give this 4.5 out of 5 stars. The only half a point I would give off it is because of the whole Ryan and Magnus situation. Like, I don't know, it was kind of drawn out. And then also how Sebastian was so naive. Like they made him too naive. Like, but like again, there's not really a big falter because like gay guys are like that. Like they are naive to pride and like they get fucked up and like bad stuff happens to them. So it's realistic, so I'll give him that. The whole Matt Langston and Joey had no fucking story. They had no story at all. They were just fucking crushing on random strangers, and then also that's kind of realistic too. Damn. Do I give this a 5 out of 5? I'd probably give this a 5 out of 5. No, 4.5, because some of the like camera work and like a little bit of like the script was a little off, so I guess that's the 1.5 away. But like, if it wasn't for that, like if it was like shot better, 5 out of 5. But anyway, so that's the end of that review. I hope you liked it. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing a crop top. So I wanted to look gay, but like you can't really see it, but you're not gonna see it because I'm a little insecure about my body. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. It really helps my channel out. And I'll see you for the last movie for Pride Month. And I will post it on Friday, hopefully. Okay, bye.